Hi all, I'm Fritz O'Skennick, and I'm back with even more stone thoughts and random rambles. This time, talking about the delusions we live in our lives. I mean, sometimes I dream of pressing a gun up under my chin, slowly squeezing the trigger and blowing the top of my head off in an explosion of blood, brains and skull fragment confetti, bursting out magnificently like fireworks and streamers. I'm sure it would be very beautiful in its own way. A little macabre maybe, but beautiful nonetheless. And it's not because I want to die, or that I'm in any way suicidal. I'm just curious of what my last living thought will potentially be. I'd like to think it'd be something incredibly profound, something so deep as to touch me to tears. That maybe in that last second of life, all the secrets of the universe would be revealed to me, instead of glimpses beyond the veil in schizophrenic chimeras that promise so much more than they deliver. Besides, in reality it would probably be something simple like, "You fucking idiot, what a waste of a perfectly good afternoon." And more like it, wouldn't it? So I guess the price is a little too steep for something that will come naturally in time anyway. I mean, you have to wonder at the brain's unyielding capacity for embracing illusions of self-perception. And deep down, we know our illusions aren't real. So we try to convince everyone around us. But even that is another illusion in itself, because all we're really trying to do is convince ourselves as we lay the groundwork and build our illusion status to a whopping great delusion that keeps us sated as its bubble shields us from truths we prefer not to face. But the problem with bubbles is they pop so easily, and the fallout becomes toxic to our minds when the collateral damage is our sanity. Think about it. Is that guy you see in the mirror each morning the same guy everyone else sees when you leave the house? Are you really flexing your pecs as you see him do, or simply wiggling your moobs? There's no shame in it. Denial is a powerful illusion. After all, there are millions of comb-over guys the world over, convinced that you think they have hair. It's like writing. Sometimes you're too close to the source to know if it's any good until you get feedback. So when you do next look deeply into that mirror, you have to remember that you're probably the least qualified person to judge what you see there. You're too biased, so how can you possibly be neutral when you already have such strong preconceived judgments and opinions about the guy staring back at you? I mean, I know they say to thine own self be true, but I'm pretty sure that's impossible. We all have our secrets, and we all have our demons that consume us from within. So all we can really do is try to move on and face them, or we'll be forever running. For if we dwell in the past, it will devour us. We'll be stuck there without a thought for the future, until eventually one day we find we are bitter, cynical old men, wondering where our lives went. Just let it go. Unpack the baggage and fold it away tidily. Ding ding, the train has left Bitterville. Next stop, Fresh Start City. I know I make it sound easy, but don't be fooled, it's not. I'm a right one to talk, having sold my house on the corner of Denial Street in the quaint town of Delusionia. I moved to a large apartment on Humility Avenue in Bitterville Central. Sadly, I'm having a little problem with shifting the property, so I'm stuck here until I can let it go and move on. Sweet. A metaphor wrapped in an analogy. Or smug mode. Bugger. I find myself stood atop Pride Hill, as my body trembles in danger of being crushed under the weight of my swelling head. If you could kindly do me a favour and kick my legs out from under me, it would be much appreciated, because pride always shines in prelude to a fall. I guess what I'm saying is just try to keep your illusions in check. Enjoy them, but don't let them own you. Keep a good grasp between fantasy and reality. And remember that sometimes a smile is just a smile. And that cute woman who beamed it did not mean, "Come take me, big boy." She was simply greeting you good morning. Sure, enjoy the fantasy. Take 10 minutes out to yourself to whip out your penis and beat it to death as you conduct a solo symphony. After all, it's the little things that make life worthwhile. But the minute your toes curl and your knees buckle in that hallelujah moment, zip up, shut up, and get on with your day as you store that particular fantasy in the potential masturbatory material file in the storage space in your head. Just because she smiled at you does not necessarily mean that you're going to be putting it to her anytime soon. After all, that's how lawsuits generally begin. Take me, for example. People tell me I'm amazing. I'm a creative genius. I'm a master of scribed darkness, and I know that I should just accept the compliment humbly. But the reality is that I completely embraced it, and my illusions have escalated to delusions of grandeur on such epic proportion. Oh yeah, believe me, in my head I picture myself on a huge throne overseeing my minions as they fight in arenas for my affections from their drab grey little lives. A god who walks among his people, and I know I should keep it in check before it either gets out of hand or the bubble bursts, but it's such a wonderful place to be. And in hindsight, when I visited that seafood restaurant the other week, that waiter wasn't offering me seek help. He was telling me to seek help. The cheeky bastard. I should go back and smite him. Okay, that's another one. See you next time.